When I was 14, I planned my wedding.
This one's wife. Harry gets a legal spanking. Oh dear. Somebody's just joined the Pink Bottom Brigade as a consequence of having his derriere roundly spanked. Yes, Harry there, feeling the smack of firm legality. What is this? Has he been told that he can't do something? Has he been slapped with an injunction? No, he's actually brought it on himself. Victoria Ward in the Telegraph reports Prince Harry withdraws libel case against Mail on Sunday. The Mail, perhaps another nemesis of both Harry and this one's wife, their journalists will be going cock-a-hoop as a consequence of the fact that the Duke of Sussex has withdrawn his libel case against the Mail on Sunday. You may recall back in mid-December that Harry was ordered to pay the Mail on Sunday more than £48,000 after an application to try and strike out part of the Mail on Sunday's defence in a libel claim failed. Harry was suing Associated Newspapers Limited, which owns the Mail, over an article concerning his legal battle with the Home Office about security. At the time, the Mail argued that the article, which claimed the Duke's PR team had tried to put a positive spin on the dispute, expressed an honest opinion and did not cause the royal serious harm. Back then, Harry lost an attempt to have the newspaper group's honest opinion defence thrown out. Mr. Justice Nicklin ruled that the publisher had a real prospect of demonstrating that an honest person could have held the view that a statement released by the Duke's representatives was a masterclass in the art of spinning. He was ordered back then to pay £48,447 legal costs in relation to the summary judgment application, and he had to pay those by December 29th. At the time, the trial was going to be listed between May 17th and July 31st this year. The Mail on Sunday story, which had been published in February 2022, said the Duke had tried to keep secret parts of his legal fight with the Home Office over his security and had tried to spin the dispute in his favour by claiming he had offered to pay for protection himself. Prince Harry claims he made an offer to pay for or contribute towards security costs for himself and his family when they are in the UK at a meeting at Sandringham in January 2020, at which Elizabeth II and King Charles were present. He then reiterated his offer at a meeting with Sir Mark Sedwill, then Cabinet Secretary and UK Home Secretary Advisor, the following month. The Duke alleged that the story caused him substantial hurt, embarrassment and distress, which is continuing. Ultimately, however, that it appears that really this isn't a claim about something which was really that embarrassing to him, but rather was part of the need for Harry to engage in this crusade, egged on, of course, by this one's wife, against the media. As a consequence of what he has perceived and what he has been encouraged to see by his wife, who has stoked up his paranoia, she also wants to ensure that the media is brought to heel, because the media, particularly in the United Kingdom, comments unfavourably about them both, the reason being their behaviour. And also, of course, this one's wife and Harry have made the mistake of trying to take the media on, and in so doing have made enemies of them. A well-resourced media, which undoubtedly knows information about them, is looking to fight them at every turn. And so similarly, Harry thought that it would be a good idea to bring a libel case against the Mail on Sunday. He lost with regard to the summary judgment application that took place back in December, and it would appear that following that, he's been advised that he's on shaky ground if he continues which has meant that he has actually withdrawn his claim. He's discontinued the action. He did so just hours before he was due to hand over relevant documents to the High Court. His lawyers informed the court at 10 a.m. on Friday that he was discontinuing his case. He now faces having to pay the newspaper's costs of £250,000 along with his own lawyer's fees, meaning that he faces a potential legal bill of more than £750,000 and hasn't achieved anything. Imagine how many PR puff pieces could be purchased with all of that money. This one's wife will be going apoplectic. At 10:06 a.m, the Telegraph reports, the Duke's legal firm, Schillings, informed the newspaper it had filed a notice with the court stating, "The Duke of Sussex discontinues all of this claim." Accordingly, his claim has stopped, and he is the one that has stopped it. The ruling that took place in December forced the Duke to prove that the story had caused serious harm. And as the claim progressed, each side was obliged to disclose any documents considered relevant, even if potentially harmful to their case. This is the disclosure stage of the litigation. The deadline for submitting those was Friday. It's evident that Harry has been advised that he's unlikely to succeed with the claim, and that if he did, all he would do is rack up further costs on his part, and that he would also end up with an even larger bill to pay in respect of the Mail's fees, and therefore he's decided that he's going to back down. This is humiliating for him. Remember, he sees this as a crusade against the media and having to back down, not being beat by them, but he's actually had to back down himself and file a notice of discontinuance, with all that flows from that cost-wise, is humiliating for him. What also makes it problematic for him is that she who must be obeyed is going to be less than impressed with this outcome, that he has spunked £750,000, nudging around about $1 million on this crusade. And remember, he's not going to get a sympathetic response from her as to say, well, you tried your best. It's those big meanies who are the press. She'll go berserk at him. You've done what? Why did you embark on this in the first place? How many times have I told you to listen to what I have to say? I beat the Mail on Sunday. I beat them. But you've messed it all up. And they'll all be laughing at us now, you fucking ginger clown. I can't believe that you've wasted so much of our money. Now, it may well be the case that the money that's been spent is Harry's own money. But remember, the narcissist won't see it that way. She will see it as being her money that he has wasted, because whatever belongs to him belongs to her, because she has no boundary recognition. It doesn't seem to me that the withdrawal is anything to do with the documentation. I think it's just coincidental in the sense that he was about to hit the disclosure point, and that disclosure can be a fairly hefty stage of the litigation with considerable costs associated with it. And therefore, in the circumstances, he'll have been advised, look, pull the plug before we move to the next stage, so that you don't end up incurring huge amounts of fees. It's a humiliating climb down for him, both in terms of just having to back down on his crusade, and also with regard to the amount of money. He's able to absorb it, but at the end of the day, spunking nearly £750,000 and achieving the square root of fuck all is going to hurt anybody. And moreover, he's going to be having to put the tin hat on in Monty Shitshow, as his handler will be less than impressed by this failure, undoubtedly blaming him, and no matter how much he tries to explain it, it's not going to fall on deaf ears. Harry's certainly going to be sleeping in a chicken coop tonight. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.